I have coached thousands of people shift their vibration permanently by using this one thing, which is their identity. What do I mean? So we manifest based on the vibrational alignment. Everything in this universe is vibrating. Anything, the chair that you're sitting on, the table, the laptop, the phone, everything is vibrating. And the key, the crux of law of attraction is that when two things vibrate at the same frequency, they're in a harmonious vibrational relationship. They are attracted towards each other. And this is not philosophy. This is not something magic. This is physics. So when you look at TV, the television is vibrating on the same frequency of the channel that you play. So when you take the remote and you play the channel, you have just get it to tune into the frequency of that channel. Because right now where you're sitting, where I am sitting, there are thousands of channels playing through the satellite. But actually what the TV is doing, it's tuning into that vibration. When you dial in somebody's mobile number, you're tuning into their vibration and you get to talk to them. So the whole universe is work on the law of vibration. Now the key is for you to match your vibrational frequency to what you desire. And when you do that, you attract it by the law of attraction. Now the key here is not to shift your vibration only when you're meditating or when you're affirming or when you're feeling good. The key is to be in vibrational alignment with what you desire. And when you have this permanent shift in your vibration, so not like only when you're meditating or when you're affirming or when you're imagining having that thing, but a permanent shift in your state of being. And the only way that you can do it is by shifting your identity, because your identity is not only the thoughts that you think, it's not only the feelings that you feel, but it's the essence of who you are, how you show up, what is your electromagnetic signature, what energy you send out, how you do everything. So when you are doing the things, when you are showing up, when you are operating, when you are naturally just being, what is your vibration, which is your magnet to attract what you desire, and you are attracting with the precision of the second perfectly all the time. The key is to shift your identity so that you can shift your vibrational alignment permanently and become a match. Now, how do you do that? You do that by looking at your current identity. How are you operating? What are you thinking? What are your patterns? How are you showing up? How are you selling? What are you saying? What do you believe to be true about yourself? How are you showing up to different things in life? How are you showing up to challenges? Are you procrastinating a lot? Are you constantly doubting yourself? Are you working really hard but constantly find this obstacle? I often see with a lot of people that they have this on and off relationship with what they desire. So they keep pushing it harder and harder, but sometimes it's really good and then it is off, and then it's on and then it's off and it's off. And the reason it's happening is because you haven't shifted your vibration permanently. So you are not a match for that. What you feel is that if I chase more, if I hustle harder, if I push more, then I'll get it. But the more you do it, the more you reinforce this pattern of on and off. The more you are not tied to it when it comes to your worthiness. You are constantly chasing it. So what is, you start to look at how you're thinking, how you're feeling, how you're behaving, what are your thoughts, what are your beliefs, what are your patterns that are running your show, and you start to really become a very curious observer. And this is how you uncover your identity. In my identity diagnosis method, which I have curated after working with thousands of people, what I do is I help you uncover your identity at a conscious level, at a subconscious level, and at a body level. Even your identity is stored in your body. There are blocks in your body. When you get hurt, right, you have a bruise. That means the bruise is a sign that the blood has been accumulated. Similarly, you have blocks in your identity, and the moment something happens in your life which touch that block, the block takes over and you start to self-sabotage. You'll either fight, that means you push really hard, you'll flight, that means you just give up and you won't do it and you just run away, or you freeze, that means you panic, you get anxious, you're like, what am I supposed to do? You stop acting, right? You are not doing the thing anymore. So all these things that you're experiencing in your life are showing you what is your vibrational electromagnetic signature. And the key thing to note is that you cannot just be high vibe for 15 minutes and think, okay, if I keep doing that, if I use this tool, if I try this method, then my vibration is going to change. You are doing a temporarily shift, like a mindset shift in something that is who you are, in your body, in your nervous system. And that's why mindset work is very shallow. It doesn't really deal with the essence of your being, your identity, your nervous system, your patterns. And what you want to understand is that the key of understanding your identity is understanding how you are being all the time. How are you operating all the time? What makes you feel the tightness in your chest? What makes your belly or the sacral underneath your belly button really feel very wonky or feel very, very weird, or you not being in your power? What makes the sensation in your heart which shows you that you don't love yourself? So identity is the essence of who you are. But the key is that shifting your identity is really fast when you uncover it. When you put the old identity down and you shift it by rewiring your nervous system, by changing your patterns and programs, you see everything start to become easy, effortless, and with flow. If you try to control what you're doing, if you're trying to constantly micromanage how you're operating, trying to have accountability partners, or trying to over perfect the strategy, or trying to constantly hide behind what is that next best thing I can do that will take me to the other side, none of that will work, because you will always outperform, because your identity will always outperform anything that is in the outside. So the answer is in who am I being? How do I see myself, right? And then when you uncover those patterns and shift them, when you rewire your nervous system, you reprogram your body, then what you start to do is you start to recreate your true essence. You start to activate who you really are. And you ask yourself, what is my most abundant self? And the best way to do that is say, what if I believe? So I love this phrase, what if? And you say, what if I believe that earning money was easy? What if I believe that I am abundant? I am already rich. What if I start to see selling differently? What if I start to see myself differently? What if I see that my work or whatever I'm offering in exchange for money is the greatest deal on the planet? What if I start to show up more confidently? I am a big deal. What if I claim more space? What if I be too much that I've been criticized all my life, right? So not only you start to introduce these ideas, but you back your thinking, your behavior, and your feelings to that idea. So you start to act in alignment, think in alignment, feel in alignment with those ideas. The key is to understand what would your most abundant version would say, because you can try to be that for 15 minutes, but your magnet is on all the time. So until you start to really shift the way you see yourself now and be it, right, you will constantly come up against this program, this pattern, this nervous system that will always keep you in the survival. So the key is to identify, recognize that person, recreate that person within you, and be that person, right? And being means you start to think what it is, you start to feel like that person, and you start to behave like that person. A lot of times I see people just affirming, I am rich, I am successful. What does it mean? What is your most successful version like? Be like, feels like? How would you show up today if you were so rich? If you saw yourself being very rich, how would you see yourself? How would you behave? How would you operate? And sometimes you put that version on pedestal and think, okay, that version of me would be happy all the time. Is it true? Are all rich people always happy? That version of me would be very calm all the time. Really? Are all rich people always so calm? No. So stop putting that person on pedestal. Start realizing that you already are that person. You don't have to be something you are not, and start owning. And it's about having a shift in the way you see yourself. So if you are saying that because I haven't got a perfect body, I cannot be successful, is it true? Or you can give the feeling that, okay, maybe I haven't got the perfect body defined by society, but I choose to see myself successful with what I have because I am owning my perfect imperfections, right? So it's not about trying to be something in a box. It's about starting to and shifting the way you see yourself now, shifting the meaning that you give to yourself. Instead of saying, I am lazy, what if you can say, I am really good at finding the effortless way to achieve big quantum leaps. So look, like the way you shift your flaws, because they're actually not really your flaws, they're your perfect imperfections that makes you that you are. So the problem is not in those flaws. The problem is in the meaning that you're giving those flaws. And the moment you own yourself and start to see yourself as your most abundant self, with all of those things, you just achieve something so unapologetically, wildly crazy. You start to own the freaking incredible person that you are, the success that you already are. So the magic is not being somebody else. The magic is seeing yourself perfectly with all of that you have got and giving it a different meaning, different perception, and really owning it with all of you. That's when you become a match for the wildest abundance that you desire, because you own all of you. It's not in the future when you become that altered, that weird, that fully disciplined version of you. It's in the now. The problem is you're not seeing that version now because you're waiting for something outside to change, while the answer and the person and what you desire is within you now. You are successful now. You are rich now. And when you change from trying to get, being that, or almost there, or I will do it, or I am going to do it, to I see that now, without changing anything, I see myself successful now, you open this invisible door to crazy and wild success. And this is when you have the permanent shift in your vibration to massive and illogical abundance.